What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol AMZN for Amazon, of course. On the left-hand side, we have the daily time frame, and on the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. First things first, I need to let you know that in the after hours, things are not looking good in Amazon. I'm going to quickly flip on over to a clean drawing set on each side so we can talk about the potential for a gap here. If I zoom in, you'll notice that this thing fell off of a cliff. I'm not entirely sure whether or not it's a Facebook sort of sympathy move. If you watched Facebook earnings, obviously they were, complete bloodbath there, and maybe this is just sort of moving in sympathy. Regardless, right, it's very likely we open on a gap down. Do keep in mind a lot can happen between now and 9:30, so adjust accordingly, but we want to know where the overnight low is. Let's say that the forecasted opening print will be slightly higher. We're not going to open dead on the lows. We might, but just for the sake of today's video, we'll do that. And then, of course, today's low is the last level we want. We're going to turn that off and talk about scenarios over here on the daily time frame. What I do think is fairly interesting about the chart, at least as of right now, is the fact that the overnight low just kind of made it to the top end of that area of balance here on the daily. So it's not like we're completely, getting obliterated in Amazon like we did in Facebook, but we are lower, right? As long as this offers some support, then I would watch for scenario number one here to be the gap and trap. And what that looks like is opening here, failing to get back down into that area of balance underneath the overnight low, essentially, looking for longs up and through the opening print to close the gap to today's low at, 29.77, we'll call it for round number's sake. That's the long and bullish trade here inside of Amazon. This is essentially going to be nothing more than a break retest, and then maybe we can move along on our merry way. Of course, the one complicating factor is, of course, that Amazon itself has to report earnings, and that, of course, is after the market closes tomorrow. So do be mindful of that. I would imagine that options premiums right now are pumped up through the roof, and again, you're not going to want to use market orders here in Amazon. Definitely a limit order type of stock, especially if you're trading the options. So regardless, that's the upside case. If we fall underneath the overnight low and back inside of this range, then I would start to look at this. Let me just redraw that a little bit nicer. There we go. I would look at this as a look above and fail. As we know, the target should be the bottom end of the range here, and that number is going to be at 27.56, roughly. Call it 27.50, whatever you like that floats your boat. That is the bottom of the range, and that would be the target on the move underneath the overnight low, as we just mentioned. So that's ultimately going to wrap up the video. It's all going to hinge upon this pivot area right here, roughly 2,900. If you only have one level on your chart, make sure it's 2,900. If we're above, look to be a little bit more bullish. If we're below, definitely look to be a little bit more bearish. 27.50 is your number to the downside. That's all I've got for you. If you enjoyed the video or learned anything new, let me know in the comments section or by giving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked in the description. And all of that being said, I wish you a green trading week.